Yes.
Okay, guys, so let's begin now. So let me just brush it up before we move further, what we've discussed yesterday. So guys, first of all, let's start with the Azure Data Engineering. Sorry, Azure Databricks. Wherein the Azure Databricks, okay guys, so the Azure Databricks. So Azure Databricks is nothing but what? This is a cloud service, guys. It's a cloud service. Azure Databricks is a cloud service. So Azure Databricks is a cloud service provided by the Microsoft to perform the following. That is nothing but we can see the following act. There is nothing but the task we can do it. That is called as what? Data migration. Data migration. Then we have the data integration. Data migration, data integration, and then we have the data summarization. Okay, so these are all the tasks we can perform it by using the Azure Databricks. Okay, so guys, when we talk about this, the Azure, that means what? Azure is a name given by the Microsoft or used by the Microsoft to market their cloud services. Okay, Azure is the name given by the Microsoft to market their cloud services, guys. And Databricks is what? We're using the Databricks for the Azure. Databricks for the Azure here. Okay. So when we talk about the Databricks can not only be used for the Azure, but we can also use it for what? AWS or GCP, etc. So here we are using the Azure Databricks. That means Databricks is for Azure. Okay. The Databricks, we are using it for Azure. So as using this Azure Databricks and as it is a cloud service, we can perform the following task. What is it? Data migration, data integration, data summarization, and also we can use it for the data visualization purpose. Okay, guys. So as you know, the whole story starts here with the data. So when you talk about the data, so the data is nothing but what? The information. Data is nothing but what? The information. Okay, the information what we receive. And from where do we get this information or the data? We get it from the various business. We get it from the various business, guys. We get the data from the various business, such as what is that? You can have social networking sites. Social networking sites. Then we can have it, okay. The data we can get it from what is that? Banking applications. And we can also get the data from the this guys. We can also get the data from the that is the banking applications, and we can also get the data from the okay what's it? IoT sensors. Okay, then we also get the data from what's it? Human generated data. And machine generated data. So these are all the guys, these are all what is that we have it. These are all the that is nothing but the sources of getting the data, where this data is called as what, guys? Big data. It is called as what? Big data. So what is the concept of big data, guys? The massive amount of data collected from various sources of getting the data is called as what? Big data. It is called as what? Big data. Okay, guys. So big data is nothing but what? Massive amount of data. That is called as what? Big data. So when we talk about the big data, guys, everyone, so the big data is nothing but, here the big data is classified into three different categories. What is that? That means we can have the big data in three different types. What is it? The first one is called as what? Structured data. And the second one is called a semi-structured data. And the third one is the unstructured data. These are the three different categories of data we can have it. What are structured, semi-structured, and the unstructured data, guys. Whereas, as already we have discussed, the structured data is nothing but what? The data which is recorded in the form of a table. That is, a table is a collection of what is that? Rows and columns. Whereas the semi-structured data, the semi-structured data is nothing but, everyone, the semi-structured data is nothing but the data which is recorded in the form of what is that? JSON files or XML files. Yes, the data which is recorded in the form of what? JSON file, XML file, or the HTML files is called as what? Semi-structured data. Is called as what's that, guys? Semi-structured data. And then next one is what? Unstructured data. So unstructured data is what? The data which is not basically recognized or by the user. That means this is not a human understandable data, such as the chat history, and we have the videos, photos. All this is called as what? Unstructured data, guys. This is called as what? Unstructured data. These are the three varieties of data we can have it. The next one is, guys, that how do we store this data? In Azure, we store the data in the form of Azure storages. Azure storages. So totally here we have the 90 plus storages are there. How many, guys? 90 plus storages are available into the Azure. That is called as what? The Azure storages. So in the Azure storages, we can have what? 90 plus of storages are available, such as the first one we can see, guys, Azure blob storage. Whereas the Azure blob storage is the primary storage in Azure, which is used to store the, yes guys, which is used to store, what is that? Which is used to store the limited data and limited up to, what's that, 40,000 MIB. Okay. And whereas this can store any kind of data. What is it? Any kind of big data, whether you have the structured data, guys, everyone, whether you have a structured data, or else if you have a semi-structured data, or else if you have a unstructured data. So these are all, what is it you have it? It can store any kind of data, structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. But here, structured, semi-structured, or the unstructured, any kind of data we can store it here. Whereas this is a limited storage. We can store up to, what's it, 40,000 MIB in this. Whereas later, in advancement to this, Azure has introduced one more storage that is called as Azure Data Lake Gen 1, guys, where the Gen 1 is going to retire due to some technical issues. Due to some upgradation issues, the Gen 1 is going to retire in 2024. This year is going to retire. Okay. Hence, Azure recommends to store the data. Hence, Azure recommends to store the data, guys, in the storage called, into the storage called Gen 2 storage, where the Gen 2 storage is an advanced storage and it is called as an unlimited storage. Whatever the amount of data you have, you can store it into the just unlimited storage. So whatever the amount of data you have, that much data you can store it into this particular, that is called as what? Azure Data Lake Gen 2, where the Azure Data Lake Gen 2 can store all the type of data. What is that? Whether you have a structured data or you have a semi-structured data, or else you have the unstructured data. Any kind of data, guys, we can store it into the Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Okay. And the third type of storage here, we have it, guys. The third type of storage that we can have it here is Azure SQLDB. Azure SQL database. That means here, if you talk about the Azure SQL database, guys, the Azure SQL database can store only one type of data, that is called as a structured data, whereas semi-structured and unstructured is not supported here. Only structured data. And this structured data is recorded here in the form of a table. Whereas a table is the collection of what's it, guys? Rows and columns. Rows and columns. Whereas the next one we have what's that? The fifth one you can say, guys. The Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics is a data warehouse of Azure. What is that? It is called as a data warehouse of Azure. Data warehouse of Azure. It is nothing but the data warehouse of Azure. And when you say it's a data warehouse of Azure, here you guys, you can store only the structured data, but not the semi-structured or unstructured data. So guys, as Azure is one of the cloud service, and for this cloud database, we have what is that? Azure Synapse as the data warehouse. What is the data warehouse of, you have the GCP, guys. The GCP has, yes, the GCP has, what is that? Google Cloud Platform has the BigQuery as the data warehouse, and the Amazon has the Redshift as the data warehouse. But Azure uses what is that? Azure Synapse Analytics as a data warehouse. Okay, in the same way, guys. And the next one, or a very trending one, what's going on here is the Azure Cosmos DB. Azure Cosmos DB, wherein Azure Cosmos DB, wherein in the Azure Cosmos DB, guys, wherein the Azure Cosmos DB, everyone, where in the Azure Cosmos DB, we can store the structured as well as the semi-structured data, guys. We can store the structure and the semi-structured data. That is called as what? Azure Cosmos DB. That is called as what? Azure Cosmos DB, guys. Okay, we can call it as what? Azure Cosmos DB. We can say it is what? Azure Cosmos DB. Azure Cosmos DB. Okay, so this is the another storage. And apart from this, guys, you have the next storage that is called as what? The seventh storage that we can say what? Azure Elastic Pool. Elastic Pools or Elastic Pool, you can say, where Elastic Pool is nothing but it's a pool where multiple databases data will be recorded here. Multiple databases itself is recorded here. So when you have multiple databases, guys, multiple databases, so this is called as what? Multiple databases is recorded or stored into the Elastic Pool. And as it is a storage where multiple databases are stored or multiple databases are stored here, it can store only the structured data, guys. Okay. So whereas this is nothing but the some of the storages, important storages, I can tell you. But Azure has totally how many, guys? Azure has totally 90 plus storages Azure has totally how many? 90 plus storages available into the, yes guys, Azure has totally how many? 90 plus storages. Azure has how many? 90 plus storages available into this guys. Okay. So now you want to see this, how the 90 plus storages looks like. So for that, first of all, you have to log into the azure.com, and then give your credentials such as your name, ID number, mobile number, and as well as a debit or a credit card, where it will charge you 2 rupees for initially for the free subscription. And later on, this 2 rupees will be reverted back to your account within 8 days. Okay. And once you get registered, you will be rerouted to the portal called portal.azure.com. This is the portal where you are going to work. So guys, now we'll start with the practicals now. So I'm just starting up. So here you have it. Everyone, I'm sharing with the screen now. Yes, here you have what's that? Azure.com. Can you see it? First of all, you require to go to the Azure.com. Everyone. And then click on the free account, guys. On the top, you have free account. Click on this free account and start for free. As I'm already registered, it's giving you this. That is anyone consultant.adfsamir@gmail is already okay accessing, or it's already a user. So guys, here you have this one. So let's do one thing now. Instead of this, what I will do is I will try to log in directly to my page here. I'm opening portal.azure.com. This is the page where we are going to work, guys, on a daily basis. Portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. Can you see it? On the that is top corner, right corner. Here you have what's it? More services. Click on this more services. See, these are all the services we have it. See, container. These are storages, guys. So how many storages you have it? 10 right now. And how many database storages you have it? 22. 10 plus 22, 32. Am I right? Then you have what's it? Yes, apart from this, again you have what's it? Some more storages are there. Instead 18 storages. So how many? 18. 18 means what? 18 plus 10 plus 22. That means almost all 50. 50 storages. Here only you have it. Likewise, totally if you calculate one or the other, so totally you will get how many, guys? 90 plus storages, as already we have discussed. Okay. So that's it, guys. So now let's begin now with the first one, that is called as what? Azure Databricks. When we talk about the Azure Databricks, guys, so the session of the Azure Databricks has the following properties here. The Azure Databricks properties. So first of all, guys, whenever you wanted to start up the session, we require the following. So in the Azure Databricks session, it is the collection of this, guys. It's the collection of resource groups first. Resource group. Okay, what's that resource group? Resource group is just like a main folder, guys. A folder, you have a computer. I'm taking you to my desktop. See this, this is a some folder is here. And in this folder, you have some files. Open this folder. You have some files. So all these files are stored in this particular folder. If you delete the folder, The files will be there or deleted, guys? Please tell me. If you delete the folder, the files will be automatically deleted. The files will be automatically deleted. So in the same way, I can say what's that? Guys, in the same way, what I can say here is, if you delete the folder, automatically the files are in the same folder will be deleted. So hence, I can say this kind of a folder here is called as what is it, guys? Resource group. Here it is called as what? Resource group. That's it. Under the resource group, you will have the next one that is called as workspace, guys. So what is a workspace? Workspace is nothing but it is a collaborative environment. It is a collaborative environment which allows multiple users to work into the session. So the workspace is very simple, guys. Need not be confused. Okay. Here I'm using the Zoom link. Everyone has joined using the Zoom link. Am I right or not? So this Zoom link is allowing multiple users from multiple locations to join this class or not? Yes. The Zoom link is created. The Zoom link is created in order to, yes guys, the Zoom link is created. The Zoom link is created in order to, yes guys, the Zoom link is created here in order to, what is that? Accommodate multiple students to gather and attend the class. Am I right or not? Everyone, please tell me, guys. Yes? The session should be interactive, guys. Okay. So here multiple students are allowed to work into the, that's to join the same. That means this particular link acting as a connecting point for all of us to join the class. In the same way, workspace is also like the same. When multiple users, one data engineer or a data scientist or okay, one data scientist or a database admin or what's it? A database architect wanted to connect all of them, they can work into the single session, single working environment by using a workspace. So workspace is just like a Zoom link, guys. This Zoom link, using this Zoom link, multiple users can join and attend the session. That's it. So this is how we can say what's that, guys? Workspace. Okay. The next one. After the workspace, you will have the next one. What's that, guys? On top of the workspace, everyone, on top of the workspace, you will have, guys, yes, on top of the workspace, you will have the cluster. What is cluster? Cluster is nothing but, guys, everyone, cluster is nothing but the group of machines working like a single machine. The group of machines working like a single machine is called as a cluster, where the cluster has two type of machines. What is it called as what? Master node and worker node. Master node and worker node. Master node and worker node. What is it? Master node and worker node. So here you have what's it? Master node and worker node. Like guys, here you have a Zoom link going on. How many type of users you have it? Can you tell me? Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah.
How many type of users we have it? Two type of users. One is the host, that is me, and rest of all are guests. Am I right or not? I am the host and rest of all are guests here. So we have two type of users. One is the host and another one is the guest, guys. Okay. So one is the host and another one is what? Guest. These are the two type of users we have it. Host and the guest. These are the two type of users we can say, guys. Okay. Host and the guest. These are the two type of users we can have. In the same way, here also the cluster has, cluster is nothing but group of machines working like a single machine, where it has two machines, master node and the worker node. Now, here the host has what? all rights to record the session, all rights to stop the recording, all rights to remove, or all rights to add the new users. Am I right or not? In the same way here also, here you have a master node will have all the rights, and worker nodes are going to work on the instruction of the master node. So master node has all the rights, and worker nodes is going to work on the instructions of the master node. Getting my point? This is nothing but, guys, this is nothing but what we have it. Yeah, this is nothing but what? Cluster. Cluster is nothing but what? The group of machines working like a single machine. So just like an internet center. You go to the internet center, one person will be sitting at the reception counter. He has the master computer. That means all the computers are connected to that master computer. If he asks you to sit on the system number 5, the system number 5 username and password, he will open it for you. That means that's the master control he has. Am I right? That's the master control we have at the that's the but the main computer, and rest of all the computer controls will be having at the master. So at the same time, that is in the same way we have what said cluster is a group of machines working like a single machine, that is master node and worker node. That should be okay. The next one, what should you have it? On top of the cluster you will have the notebook. Notebook is nothing but called as what? User interface book. It is called as what? UI book. That is called as what? User interface book, where we write the code here in the following languages. What is that? PySpark, Python, R, SQL, Scala. All these are the languages in which we can write the code, guys. So this is now we can say what's that? Resource group, workspace, cluster, and the notebook. So this is how we create the Databricks session, and these are some of the properties which is required to log in into the Azure Databricks session. Yes, guys, everyone is clear with the concept or not? Please tell me. Yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this is how we can go ahead with this, guys. So let's start this. Can you see it? Just go here. I'm going to practical part of this. On the top of this is a portal.azure.com. Here you have Azure Databricks. Can you see it? Open this. Just click on this. And here, guys, you have a create blade is there. Click on the create blade. And now, guys, first of all, you have to create the resource group. So as I told you, it's an empty folder. I'm creating any ADB RG. That's it, guys. Click on OK. The resource group is fine now. This is the name of the resource group. Workspace name. So I'm giving DURGASOFT workspace. That's it, guys. Now click on the review and create it. Review means what? It will go and check whether the with given name any of the workspace is matching or not. Globally, it will check. If not matching, it says validation succeeded. Click on the create tab. Now the workspace will be deployed. So this deployment will take 1 to 2 minutes of time, guys. Wait. So this is creating, guys. Just wait, everyone. Just I'm refreshing it to make the process faster. Refreshing it. So this will make faster, guys. Now it's ready, guys. So go to the workspace. Now, guys, launch the workspace. That means I'm starting the workspace. You can see here. Launch it. That's it, guys. Now, the next one is what? Can you see here? The workspace is ready. So we have to deploy the cluster now. I'm creating the cluster, guys, everyone. So for creating the cluster from the left to right, click on the compute. So click on the create compute here. So right now we are creating what's that? The cluster as what's that? All purpose clusters. These are the type of clusters. So anyways, this we will see it. Okay. How many type of clusters we have? What are the things we have that we will see tomorrow anyways. So here we will see cluster. So I'm creating the cluster, the basic cluster, all purpose cluster is a very basic cluster. So I'm just giving it here. Guys, everyone, provide the name here. So I'm using cluster ADB. And now the mode of creation I'm using as a standard mode. That should get simple. Click on the create. That's it. Here you have a master node. Can see here. This is the master node and worker node. So minimum minimum workers and maximum 8 workers. That means start the process with the 2 workers and maximum go up to what 8 as per the load of the data. Okay. Let's click on the create. The cluster creation will take 2 to 3 minutes time. Just wait here. Finding in the instance, just a minute, wait. So finally, once it is created, guys, we can use the notebook here. From the left to blade, click on the top on the notebook. Can you see here? This is a notebook. Now the notebook is ready. So I'm using the notebook name. I'm using it. User code. User code notebook. That's it, guys. Can you see here? This is ready now. Okay. So connect means it's still creating. Thus I wanted to use it. It's not created yet. That's the reason it's saying connecting. Now can you see here? Starting. So you want to see this? Just go to the compute. The cluster is still preparing, guys. That's the reason it's not initiated now.
Samir, how did you create that notebook?
The notebook, you can go onto the top here, left to blade. You will have the notebook, new. Select the top one, notebook.
Okay.
And yes, the cluster is ready, guys. Can you see the cluster is running now? So just I'm going to this notebook, which we have created, user code notebook. Now it's running, guys. Connected to what? Cluster ADB. Now you can start coding the same. So this is the pattern of working in the Azure Databricks along with the properties. So the resource group, workspace, cluster, and notebook, guys. That's it. Okay. So that's it for the day, guys. And tomorrow we will start the class at 8 o'clock. The link is going to be changed today. You'll get a new link tomorrow. So you just follow that link and join at sharp 8 o'clock. So we'll start the process from tomorrow onwards, guys. Okay.
Samir, this Azure account is asking for that, like, money, right?
No, no. Basically, you have free account is also there now.
But it is asking the details even
No, it will ask you the details. It will take 2 rupees from your card, but it's not going to it will take only 2 rupees from your card, and the 2 rupees will be reverted back to you.
Okay.
For the free subscription, there is no money, guys.
Maybe after 30 days, again we need to charge it, is it?
Change the account, change a new account, create a new account, work on that. Same. Change the mail ID, change this one. You can use a free account for many days you want it. If you want a complete subscription, then you can go with. Because I have this multiple batches, so I'm using this one. Paid subscription.
Okay.
Okay. So
Then
that's
what
it.
is
Yeah.
prerequisites for this course, sir?
Huh?
What is the prerequisite? Do we need to learn Python for this?
PySpark.
So what is the
PySpark.
prerequisite? Okay.
Yeah. PySpark is required, where the Python and the Spark combination. That coding I'll tell you. Python is also needed. So anyways, the basic coding part I'll tell you. Don't worry on this.
Okay. So I don't
Okay.
have any knowledge in Python, so it's
Yeah,
okay now.
there are no issues. Not really needed. Okay. No issues. Okay, guys. So tomorrow we'll meet at 8 o'clock. Thank you, everyone. I'm ending the class.
Is it 8 o'clock?
Yeah, 8 o'clock, 8 a.m.
Okay.
Okay, you'll get the link shortly. Okay. Thank you.